Every project file contains a properties file inside that there is a file named assemblyinfo.cs, which stores the assembly and file version. Assembly version can be seen in manifest file, and file version can be checked in properties. You can update all the assembly details like culture, version, public token etc. here. Adding assembly to GAC, simple drag and drop, or use GacUtil.exe present in developer command prompt. Side-by-side execution is the ability to store and execute multiple versions of an application or component on the same computer. An older version of that application might be dependent on an older version of an assembly in GAC. And the newer one may be dependent on new version of the assembly in GAC. So in GAC you will have same assembly with two versions, residing in GACt side by side. 1. Fetch referenced files list from application assemblies manifest file. 2. Check for version override in app config file 3. If it is strong named assembly, search in GAC 4. If there is any path provided in config file, app config or any other config file, .NET will search there. 5. Lastly, it searches the folder where application assembly is kept. If not found, then it will terminate with error. Note: if the referenced assembly is weak named assembly, then CLR will not perform version check. But if it is strong named assembly, then CLR would perform version check, and version mismatch, if any, would result in file not found exception. DLL hell. Let's say I have an application named XOX. Now, there is a newer version of the same application available in market, so I have downloaded and installed that new version. This new version has updated the shared component. This shared component was used by XOX applications both versions. But the new shared component is not backward compatible, resulting in failure of application dependent on that shared component. This is called DLL hell. Another example is, if an application installed updated a shared component, override, used by other applications, wherein there is no tracking of versions. This will result in component not found for the other applications. As side-by-side residing of same file name with different version was available. X. Write two application which are dependent on DLL test. Now, remove the method used in app 1 and build the DLL. Replace the old DLL with new DLL. Now, run both app 1 will fail. For method not found. We can solve DLL hell problem with strongly named assembly, as they have versioning. Same X as above. App 1 uses test.dll version 1.0.0.0, and App 2 uses test.dll version 2.0.0.0. If you register both in GAC, you can see both app working, which is also called side-by-side execution, where both files have same name but different versions. Nullable types can only work with value type, not with reference type, because it already contains a null value. Class, it is a custom type. A class consists of data and behavior. A class combines the fields and methods, member function which defines actions, into a single unit. X. Consider class dog. It has fields breed, age, color, etc., and methods / behavior bark, sleep, eat, etc. Constructor is used to initialize the class fields. It is called automatically when we create an object / instance of a class. It has no return value and always have the same name as class. Shorthand TOR. Constructors are not mandatory. If no constructor is provided, then a default parameter less constructor is provided, which initializes the fields to its default type. Constructors can be overloaded. Class modifiers, by default it is internal. It can be explicitly made public.